What's up guys, I'm BTC. The live servers just got a huge update with patch 1.1.0.2, and I already did a pretty big video explaining all of the different changes when they were on the PTR, and it looks like pretty much everything from the PTR got moved over to the live, and all those changes were basically the same. So, if you want to check out that entire huge patch review video, I'm going to put a link in the description, and maybe I'll put an annotation on the screen or something like that. But in this video, what I want to talk about is the things that I originally thought was going to happen, but ended up being something different. Alright, so the first thing is the new hero support Ana. This is a very interesting and unique playstyle for a support character, and I thought it was pretty fun. It's a really cool character, lots of interesting mechanics. Now, I don't know if this character is good enough to replace a Mercy or a Lucio in high-level competitive play. What I think might end up happening is people will use Ana as a counterpick to Zenyatta, because Ana's biotic field grenade, like her biotic grenade, will completely negate Zenyatta's ultimate. So it might be the case where a team will only use Ana if the other team is trying to use Zenyatta. I hope that's not the case, but I mean, it's still way too early to tell, so we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, so before I get into the hero balance changes, there is a pretty massive change that they made to competitive play. Let me read it for you real quick. It says, competitive play matches can now only have one of each hero per team. This was done to prevent hero stacking. So an attacking team can't have 5 Winstons and a Lucio and just rush the point. This will prevent that. Unfortunately, this is going to create more problems than it solves. It solved the problem of hero stacking, but it's going to create another 3 or 4 problems that are even worse than hero stacking. I have a whole video that I'm doing. It's in the works right now. Hopefully I can release it tomorrow, and it's going to address all of these problems. But the bottom line is, yeah, hero stacking is gone, but competitive ranked mode is now going to have more levers. It's going to have a significantly more toxic environment. It's just going... The one of each hero per team is not the way to fix hero stacking. It's close, but it's not what they should be doing. Again, I'll have a video tomorrow explaining everything, like why this is bad and what we should be doing. Alright, so let's move on to the hero balance. D.Va got some of the biggest changes in this patch. Now, originally, I was a little skeptical of these changes, thinking that they maybe weren't enough to make her a good tank, and as it turns out, I was right. She's still not a very good tank. However, she is a really good bruiser now. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with this terminology, in class-based games, a tank is a character with high health that's able to defend his teammates. A bruiser is a character with high health that's able to dish out a decent amount of damage. And that's basically what D.Va is now. She still can't really defend her teammates, although the changes to defense matrix are really good. They allow her to be a lot more responsive to attacks, but she still can't really use it that well to defend her team. Like, she can defend herself with the defense matrix, but it's still not that good at defending her team. However, she is, like I said, a really good bruiser now because she builds her ultimate really, really fast. So she can get right into the fight, she can use her defense matrix to kind of absorb the shots coming at her, and then she can self-destruct. And because the self-destruct is so fast now, it makes it really difficult for enemies to get away. She doesn't have to run away herself. She can just stay right in the fight, go right back into the mech after the defense matrix is over, and then just keep fighting. So she's no longer, just this kind of subpar tank. Now, D.Va should be played in a very aggressive style. Like, she used to be played in an aggressive style as well, but she wasn't very good at it. Now she can play as aggressively as she wants and have, like, a lot of impact in it. Again, she's still not really going to be able to defend her team that well, but she'll be able to put lots and lots of pressure on the enemy, and that is going to make her a very, very good bruiser character. Alright, so on to McCree. I didn't think the change to his fall-off damage was going to be as significant as it is, but it turned out that he actually got a huge damage boost because of this fall-off damage change. I actually made a video where I compared his old fall-off damage to his new fall-off damage, and it's just crazy, like, how far away he keeps full damage now. And as a result, he can do way, way more damage at medium and longer ranges. The only time he really loses the damage because of fall-off is at pretty extreme ranges. So McCree has kind of turned from this short-range, middle-range character to now more of a middle and long-range character, where you don't actually need to use the flashbang and fan the hammer in order to get your kills. In fact, flashbang should now be probably used more as like an escape or a quick counter kind of utility, as opposed to your main way of setting up how you get a kill. Because before it used to be flashbang, fan the hammer, roll, fan the hammer, and that's how you got your kills. Well, now McCree needs to just be sitting kind of far in the back and just picking off people. And when you're doing 70 damage a shot at, you know, pretty long range, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage at long range. So McCree actually got a pretty sizable buff from this. Again, I'm going to put a link, and I'll probably throw an annotation or something up for the comparison if you want to check that out. Alright, so moving along to Mercy. She actually did have one of the changes that they made on PTR that they didn't bring over to live because it was just too powerful. Originally, they were going to change her damage amplification from 30% to 50%, but the changes to McCree made this way, way too powerful. So Mercies were just sitting in the back using damage amplification on a McCree, and 50% damage amp on a McCree who's doing 70 damage a shot at pretty long range was just way too powerful. I mean, the Mercy McCree damage amp combo was just destroying the enemy team from great distance, and as a result, they did not carry over the damage amp change, so that's not there. However, they did do the nerf where multiple Mercies cannot buff the same character with damage amp. They did keep the changes to Mercy's ultimate, though. The ultimate charge cost was increased by 30%. Really, Mercy was just using her ult way too much. At the start of a round, within the first 20 or 30 seconds, Mercy already had her ultimate ability. It was just up way, way too quickly and way too often. So they did nerf that. But they did also kind of help it out a little bit, where you can now move around while you're using your ult, and it also resets your Guardian Angel, which is your dash mechanic. So yeah, they made it cost a little bit more, but they made using it less of a kind of a suicide ability. Because before, what you would do is you would fly in, use your ult, and then instantly die. Well, now you can fly in, use your ult while you're moving, and then you can quickly dash out to another hero, and hopefully you can survive. Like, your survivability rate went up a little bit. Alright, so moving along, another big change in this patch was that characters that can heal themselves now will build ultimate charge off of those self-heals. So heroes like Soldier 76 and Lucio had their ultimate cost increase by about 10% in order to kind of like compensate for this. However, Roadhog saw an ultimate cost increase by 45%. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, Roadhog just got nerfed really bad, because 45% increase is huge. But as it turns out, when you use Roadhog's self-heal, it builds his ultimate charge at a crazy fast rate, like really, really fast. So the end result of this, alright, yeah, his ultimate cost was increased by 45%, but because his self-heal builds that ult charge so fast, the end net result of this is Roadhog will actually get his ultimate more often than he did before. Even though it has a huge cost increase to it, he's still going to get it faster because of the self-heals. So this was actually like a slight buff to Roadhog. Also, I want to point out that all of these self-healing characters saw the ultimate cost get increased, except for Mei. Mei got like a stealth buff in this patch because she didn't actually get an ultimate cost increase, but she can self-heal and build ultimate on it. So, kind of interesting. Roadhog ended up getting a slight buff, and Mei got a stealth buff by this whole ultimate healing self-heal thing. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video are the changes to Zenyatta. Now, when I first saw these changes on the PTR, I didn't think they were going to be enough, and I still feel that way. The problem with Zenyatta is he's a support that doesn't have any mobility, and he doesn't have any way of disabling the flankers either. So Ana doesn't have any mobility, but at least she can hit the flankers with a sleep dart and then get away. With Zenyatta, you really can't do that. You either kill the flanker or they kill you, and more often than not, the flanker is going to win. So yeah, he has an extra 50 health. That just means it takes an extra second to kill him. The changes to his ult are nice, but again, Ana can completely negate his ult by simply throwing the biotic grenade down on him when he uses his ult. So while he's supposed to be healing for 300 per second, when Ana throws the grenade, well, now he's healing for 0 per second. I mean, it doesn't affect him specifically. You have to hit the allies around him, and the splash radius for the biotic grenade isn't nearly as big as the radius or the AoE of the Transcendence ult, but what you can do is you can hit the high priority targets. You can hit the tank or the high damage dealer or the secondary support. You hit those with the biotic grenade, and then the Transcendence does no healing to them because the healing is negated. I don't know, it just seems like he's still not quite good enough. Mercy and Lucio are extremely good, and I just can't see Zenyatta replacing either one of them. Ana actually has the possibility of replacing them, but I just don't see Zenyatta doing it. He's just too easy to kill in the backline, I think. Alright guys, so that is going to be about it for this one. I did do a full patch review when all of these changes were on the PTR. If you want to check that out, or if you want to see the changes to McCree's damage, both of those links are going to be in the description of this video. Maybe I'll throw an annotation on the screen as well. But let me know what you think about all these changes in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you're new. Lots more Overwatch to come. Remember, always blame the troller, because it's never your fault.